Chris, you got the 7-fight win streak, I believe, 2-0 in the UFC. I mean, what's the feel like for you right now after all this time to be on this run that you're in right now?
It feels great. Oh, shit. I guess I should pick up the mic, shouldn't I? Yeah, it feels great. Besides the fact that, like, yeah, we're gonna punish you by giving you the next biggest guy in the division. Like, I get Phil Halls, who's already like giant, and I'm like, oh, he's an even slightly bigger man. I'm like, thanks, guys. Like, could have been way smaller people for me to fight. So thanks, guys.
That's funny. How do you see your career right now? Like, do you fight with a chip on your shoulder, thinking like, why the hell did I have to wait so long to get here? Or are you kind of just trying to, enjoy the moment and be like, hey, man, the persistence paid off?
I just gotta not have a chip on my shoulder, man. I think I fought a long, long time with a chip on my shoulder, and unfortunately, it makes you do dumb shit, make dumb decisions in the fight. So at this point, I'm just trying to enjoy the fact that I'm here, and I've got more experience than most. I might as well just put the good use. That chip, it does suck, but at the same time, it's giving me an advantage, I feel like, against most people. That it took me a long time to get here. I've had a lot of fights. I've had a lot of things go my way, had a lot of things not go my way. So I got here late, but at least I got here experienced.
Nice. April, we were supposed to see you then. We didn't get a chance. I guess, can you lay out what all happened there?
Oh, yeah. Was it like 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out? One of my last sparring days. Not doing anything weird. Like, I threw a body shot, and my sparring partner, Greg, happened to throw a kick, and he just shattered my wrist like kindling. Yeah, man, he fractured it in 2 places. So I was like, okay, it'll be good to fight, right? And the doctor's like, no, it's not going to be good to fight. And we were trying to convince him that it'd be okay. Like, it'll be fine. And he's like, that's not how bones work. So it's very unfortunate.
So a pretty quick turnaround then. So, I mean, are there any lasting, like, what did you have to put it in a cast, or, I mean, how did it go?
There were two 4-millimeter fractures, but they weren't really that bad. Like, they didn't break. It didn't need a surgery or anything. So just like, yeah, stay off of it. Which, like, don't train for a few weeks. It'll be fine. So naturally, I trained the next day, and I never stopped training. So it's been a little achy, but it's finally to a point now where it's good. Like, I can throw punches. I had a few weeks to where, like, it was just kind of useless. I'm boxing one-handed, I'm wrestling one-handed, doing jiu-jitsu one-handed, but it's finally to the point now where it's good and it feels good enough to hit people with, so let's go.
Nice. Talk about prepping for a specialist like Rodolfo, right? I mean, no, it's not like there's any secret what his game plan is or what his skill set is. So what's it like preparing for a guy like that?
I've reached a point in my career now where I fought a lot of different people, a lot of different things, and I kind of realized that whenever I prepare for somebody specifically, I tend to fail miserably. My jaunt in PFL taught me the pitfalls of preparing for something that may or may not happen or someone may be different. So really, instead of worrying about how great he is on the ground, I accept right away. I'm never gonna beat Rodolfo Vieira on the ground. Rodolfo Vieira. Maybe I can get the weird fluffy submission, but I'm not gonna bank on that. Like, I'm not gonna out-grapple him. So my camp has been really close to being the same thing, man. Every fight camp, it's polishing my hands, polishing my stand-up, and improving my wrestling every time. I've got one submission loss in 30-something fights. I'm not known as a grappler, but I'm not really a grappler, but I'm a damn good counter grappler. I can protect myself and not many people being able to choke me. So, we bank on that. We tune that up a little bit. But it's the same camp as everything. Like, work on your punching, work on your wrestling. I think, like I said, I'm never going to just be a better grappler than the guy whose nickname is the Black Belt Hunter. So it comes down to who's the better wrestler.
Do you think that comes from your fighting experience or just your humbleness as a guy? Because here's what. A lot of guys in your position, they'll be like, hey, man, my jiu-jitsu's pretty good, too.
Fuck no. There's no way. They're going to be like, people are like, oh, you think you can grapple him? I'm like, no. His nickname is the Black Belt. Like, why would why would that ever be part of the game plan? I love the internet thinks I'm stupid, too. They're like, I always get, messages on Twitter, like, hey, man, just don't go to the ground with him. I'm like, I never would have considered this to be, my path to victory. Thank you, wise sir. No, come on. I got 36 fights, 34 fights, something like that. I've been doing this a long time. I'm very self-aware of where I am good at, where I'm bad at, and where I can hold my own. At no point in time is prolonged grappling exchange is going to be part of my plan here. It's just not a thing. No.
So when people hit you up with advice like that, do you hit them back have you thought about coaching full time?
I'm always that's fucking sage advice, bro. I went into this okay, I'm over here doing like guard passing stuff, and I'm working on my X guard. You're like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't grapple. Like, yeah, like, the fuck am I doing?
All right, win here, man. You know, you keep the streak going. Do you have goals in terms of like names or what you expect or what you want, or is it still just kind of that settling in time in your UFC career?
Assuming all goes well and I don't get strangled in this fight, there's like names I do want, but everybody's like, oh, who are you calling out, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, man, I'm 34. It took me a long time to get here. I'll be 35 next month, actually. Like, I'm getting old. So I can either try to go up the ladder and whatever. If they offer me new contracts, I'll fight anybody. I don't care. Like, you know, there's very few people I won't fight. And those are more so people I train with every day. But they offer me a new contract, I'll fight anyone, anywhere if their money's right. If the money's not great or a new contract, I'm trying to go backwards. Like, I want to go beat up Joseph Holmes still. Like, nothing, he didn't do anything wrong to me, but he beat my teammate. So, like, I'm on my revengeance tour. I want to fight Joseph Holmes. I want to fight Dusko because he beat my teammate. I want to beat up Brian Battle. Nothing personal to Brian Battle. Everybody says he's a really nice guy, and I can respect that. But I feel like I got snubbed for Ultimate Fighter for like the third time in a row. So I just want to prove that I should have been the Ultimate Fighter. And like, so he's gonna see this and be like, "What the hell did I do to you?" It's nothing at all, man. It's not you. I have a weird chip on my other shoulder about being snubbed for shit. So I want to fight contender winners. I just want to go ace like a big list of contender guys to show that I should have been signed. Like, I am petty as hell. Like, my other nickname is King Petty, and like, this is the shit I think about at night.
I love it. Last thing for me, as you said, it's no surprise. It's going to be your striking against his jiu-jitsu, right? So knowing that, what type of fight do you think we see? Like, is this a little bit more, maybe a little bit more tactical, a little bit more moderately paced because you have to be careful of the grappling exchanges, or do you still go out there and be the guy that you are, the exciting fighter that you are?
I have to go out there and be me, man. Like, once again, PFL taught me a valuable lesson in trying to fight a way that's not conducive to the way I think and the way I feel and react. And you can have a smart fight, which is fine, but at the end of the day, if I'm just sitting there waiting, not wanting to engage, he's probably just going to run me over anyway. So I just got to go out there, trust my wrestling, trust the work we put in, and just take it to him. Like, that's the way I win this fight. Is I can't hang back and just let him, rest. I got to go out there, put it on him, take it to him. So, I'm either going to win spectacularly or I'm going to fail spectacularly. But either way, I'm going to go out there doing it as me.
Hey, Chris. With a new contract, are you going to do Chris King Petty Curtis? I mean, new nickname?
No, it's anyone that knows me just knows that I am King Petty, man. It's one of my myriad of nicknames where I spend way too much time thinking about useless petty shit. And they're just like, why do you even think about this? I'm like, I don't know, man. I blame my mom. Like, my mom's a really petty woman as well, so that's who I got it from. Oh, my mom's Queen Petty. Actually, she's Empress Petty, as I call her. Like, yeah, she knows it too. So I inherited it from my mom. I'm just this way. I don't know.
What's up with everybody dissing Nickelback?
Bro, Nickelback did nothing wrong, and I don't care who you are. Like, oh, they suck. Like, sure, a lot of bands suck, okay? Like, they get far more hate than anyone because it's cool. And I figured it out. You know why everybody hates Nickelback? Because there was a time when people my age, maybe a little bit older, were going through some shit in high school. Your girl dumped you. Your parents didn't understand you. Nickelback was there for you. And you don't want to be reminded of that person you were when you were at your lowest. That's where the hate comes from.
It's totally understandable. A couple weeks ago, you said that you told me that you weren't living paycheck to paycheck anymore, man. And I just wanted you kind of to expand on that. Like how does that feel?
So I've been a pro for 13 years, somebody told me today, which is weird to think about. So I've been a pro for 13 years, which means I've been living paycheck to paycheck or less than paycheck to paycheck for about 15 years now before this. And that sucked, man, especially when you have like a kid and everything. You're trying to like start a family, and it's a stressful situation to know that, you can't be the one to be counted on to provide things. You go out there and you bust your ass, you win fights, you make $2,000 and it gets eaten by bills before you even get home. So now I'm the first time in my life, like, I don't have to check my bank account every day. Like, I know that if my son needs anything, it's fine. My son wants anything, it's fine. Like, he abuses this more than I do. Like, I live pretty poor. I don't really want anything. So my son abuses the hell out of it. He's like, so, Dad, I miss you. I'm like, what do you want? He's like, all right, I want, this game came out. Like, I'm like, okay, fine. But he abuses it more than I do. But it's nice being able to know that my bills are paid. I'm not going to worry about being homeless, and that, my people in my family and my people I love can rely on me finally to put my part in. So it's a long time coming, man. There's a I think the biggest thing is for me, there's a lot of people who aren't in my life anymore that were there for during the come up that aren't there for whatever reason. Sometimes it's their fault. A lot of times it's my fault that I don't get to pay back. And there's a lot of people who will never speak to me again for various reasons. It's probably my fault that I'll never get to pay back and show my gratitude. So that sucks, but it's nice to know that in this position, if for whatever reason they ever reached out to me, I'd be able to be there for them.
And is that like even more of a chip on your shoulder? Like you could have been here during your Contender Series fight, like right? Like so, like you had to spend that much time grinding on the regional scene. So like, is that even more of a chip on your shoulder?
You would think yes, but at the same time, like the more I thought about this a lot. Actually, it's something that's crossed my mind a whole lot. You think about it, and had I been signed after Contenders, I don't know where I'd be right now, because from post-Contenders, I went through a lot of stuff. A lot of things happened in my personal life. A lot of things happened in my professional life. Had some really high moments fighting, and then my only losing streak to date. And that was a low moment. But I think from all of that, I've grown, I've learned, I've become a better fighter, I've become a better athlete, just a person. And I don't know, man. Maybe I would have got signed and fucking got stomped out immediately. Like, who knows, man? So I tried to think about it. Like, it's one of those things that just keep me up at night. But now I just convinced myself I would have been signed. And then they'll be like, hey, by the way, go fight young up-and-coming Kamaru Usman. And then I got my ass kicked. So maybe it worked out for the best. I have to believe that.
And then finally for me, fantastic beard. When are we going to start talking about Chris Curtis having the best beard in the UFC?
So I need to actually comb this out, because I just got it trimmed up. But if you guys can see it, it's literally another 2 inches of beard length here. So I need to straighten it out for the fight, because I'll give it. Julian Marquez has a beautiful beard, and I hate him for it. Absolutely hate him for it. He knows that I have beard envy. So I need to show up on fight night with just this beautiful combed out beard, gloss, just glistening, because I absolutely hate Julian Marquez for his beard. That dude has a beautiful beard. It's manicured. It's very he's got moisturizers in it. I'm like, oh, you motherfucker.
Thanks, Chris.
That's King Petty right there.
I can't. I don't know why I'm this way. I really don't. I wish I did.